Hello, fellow Stoics. Today we are going to embark on a powerful and challenging journey where we will face an undeniable truth. There are people in your life who are skillfully disguised with shields and armor, only to conceal their toxic nature. They appear as friends, colleagues, or even family members, people who initially seem to want to help you, but in the end only bring hurt and chaos. They may be charming, they may be persuasive, but the truth is behind the mask. They are destroying you from the inside. Why am I talking about these signs? Because as Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics understood, the most precious thing we have is time. You can lose money, you can lose reputation, but you can never get back time that has passed. And the most painful thing is wasting your time on toxic relationships, people who don't add value to your life. They are the ones who steal not only your time, but also your peace of mind. The armor of charm they wear is just a clever disguise. But for Stoics, we are not easily fooled by appearances. We have learned to look deep into our true nature, not letting our emotions overwhelm our intelligence. We understand that, to protect ourselves, we must know how to choose our friends. Not everyone deserves to be in your life, and identifying liars is an important part of preserving your own value and time. Today, I will share with you 5 signs to recognize toxic people in your life. These are warnings that you must recognize immediately. Otherwise, you will waste your precious time on relationships that are not worth it. As Marcus and the Stoics always remind us, we have only a limited amount of time, and wasting it on people who do not add value is the greatest deprivation. Listen, because this is not just a word, it is a statement and declaration. We will not allow anyone to waste our time and energy in vain. Leave your comments below and join me on a journey to identify and protect ourselves from these toxic relationships. Extraordinary Stoics, we will embark on a journey of deep analysis of people with a charming outer shell. People who, at first glance, seem very talented and kind. They are often extroverts, capable of lighting up a room with their witty stories and captivating smiles. If you just sit and listen to them, you can easily get caught up in their story, thinking that you have met a truly good person. But behind that glamorous exterior, they could be the source of chaos and hurt in your life. These people have the ability to make others feel special by saying exactly what you want to hear, skillfully guiding the conversation in a direction that benefits them. They know how to make you believe that they care about your life, making you feel like you have found a new best friend from the first meeting. This is a subtle front that not everyone recognizes immediately. The problem is that these charming people do not always act ethically. Stoicism, the philosophy we follow, teaches us that we need to look beyond the surface to identify the truth. A person with an attractive appearance and sweet words can easily cloud your judgment. However, as Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, we should not let our emotions overwhelm us. Careful observation and assessment of actions over time are things that Stoics always put first. When you deal with an outwardly charming extrovert, you can easily notice inconsistencies in their actions. They may say a lot of nice things, dominate the conversation, but in the end, all attention has to be on them. They may constantly interrupt you, making you feel less important than them. This is an early sign of manipulation, which Stoics always warn against. A person who disguises themselves as charming not only makes you think they are a good person, but also makes it easy for you to let your guard down. They may play on your emotions, making you believe they are trustworthy. But over time, if you stay sober and use your reason, you will realize that their words do not match their actions. They may exaggerate their contributions, belittle you, or even emotionally manipulate the situation, making you feel guilty. Stoics understand that when a person lacks moral qualities like compassion and respect, it is a clear sign that you are dealing with someone who is untrustworthy, even evil. We are taught that observation and time will reveal a person's true character. Don't be quick to judge based on first impressions, as appearances can be deceiving. Instead, pay attention to how they behave over time. The core value of Stoicism is to live with virtue, to act on true moral principles, not just in our words, but in everything we do. Truly virtuous people demonstrate respect and compassion through their daily actions, while evil people will gradually reveal themselves over time because they cannot maintain falsehood forever. Remember, these charming, extroverted people can easily take your trust, but if you stick to your Stoic principles and take the time to observe, you will notice cracks in their mask. They may gradually reveal selfish behavior, lack of empathy, and self-interest, which Stoics are always wary of and will never accept. To conclude, always trust your instincts, and remember that a charming shell does not always reflect true character. Next, take a closer look at the people in your life. Sometimes, you need to be very observant to spot cracks in a relationship. In fact, how many times have you sat in a conversation and couldn't shake the feeling that you were being controlled? You may not notice it at the time, but the signs are obvious. Someone keeps interrupting you, gradually turning the conversation into their own performance. They make you feel small and unimportant. This is when you need to wake up and take stock of the situation. Don't say you didn't notice, because this isn't a coincidence. This is a form of psychological game that bad people often use to control your emotions and behavior. And if you're not careful, they will continue to manipulate you. Now is the time to realize it. Have you ever asked yourself, why am I letting others walk all over me like this? If you keep giving in, you will always be in a weak position. And remember, this doesn't stop with one conversation. It extends to every aspect of your life, your work, your relationships, and the decisions you make for yourself. Does it bother you? You should. Because the truth is, you are being manipulated. So how do we get out of that spiral? The Stoics taught us something very simple, but extremely important. Calmness is power. Calmness does not mean being silent and enduring, but keeping your mind clear, analyzing things rationally instead of letting your emotions guide you. When you notice someone interrupting or undermining you, you need to recognize it immediately. Now look at yourself and ask, do you have the ability to do this? Can you stay calm, analyze all the signs without getting caught up in the manipulative games? Do you see the cracks in your relationships slowly growing? Or will you continue to blind yourself and let them hurt you later? If you choose to ignore them, unfortunately, you are digging your own hole. I say this not to blame, but to help you realize that you have more power than you think. Don't let anyone turn you into a puppet. Are they interrupting you? Are they trying to control the conversation? Take a step back and calm down, because Stoics never react in haste. They analyze, think, and choose the wisest course of action. Toxic people love to create a sense of confusion and insecurity, but you don't have to fall into that trap. Ask yourself, do those words really matter? If the answer is no, then you know what to do. Stand your ground, step up, and don't let anyone control your life. You are more powerful than you think. The question is, do you dare to use that power? My wonderful Stoic friends, we're going to dive into something I'm sure we've all experienced. How bad people react when they don't get their way. You know, there's no shortage of people in this world who hide behind a sweet, kind facade. They make you believe they're your trustworthy friend, your devoted companion. But when things don't go according to plan, the veil slowly falls away, revealing their true self, and anger, defensiveness, and an attempt to manipulate the situation in any way possible. People like this exist everywhere, and you've probably met them. You've seen them get irrationally angry, blame everything but themselves when things don't go their way. Right? They suddenly become defensive, making you the one to blame, the bad guy, just because you disagree with them or don't go along with their plans. That's when they come out, no longer hiding behind sweet words or fake smiles. Let me tell you a story recently. A friend of mine, someone I thought I knew very well, reacted very angrily just because I didn't agree with their point of view in an argument. At first, I thought it was just a small misunderstanding, but then I realized it wasn't about who was right and who was wrong anymore. It was about control, the power they wanted to hold in the relationship. They didn't listen, didn't understand, and certainly didn't respect. Does this remind you of anyone? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, taught us that anger is a sign of weakness. Strong people, truly virtuous people, Do not let frustration turn them into wild animals. They control their emotions. They see every difficulty as a learning opportunity, not a battle to be won or lost. Stoics, we do not react like that. We do not get caught up in meaningless emotional storms. We do not let others control our emotions. When someone becomes angry, manipulative, or tries to make you feel small, remember, do not respond with the same energy. Instead, calmly observe. Stand like a rock in the face of the storm, because that is when you will see their true nature. Remember, Stoics always put wisdom and insight first. We don't let other people mess with our minds. We don't let unethical behavior affect our inner peace. For us, the greatest control is self-control, and no one, no matter how angry or manipulative, can take that away. So what do? The next time someone tries to push you into an emotional fight, stay calm. Remember that you are in control. Keep your peace and let them drown in their storm. You don't have to get involved. You are stronger than that. If you feel like what I said really touches your heart, leave a comment saying I'm calm. These are not just words, but a powerful statement. We will not let anyone control our emotions or our spirit. Stoics, we are self-reliant and steady, no matter how the world outside is changing. And finally, if you're still here, it means that this message has really reached you. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, I would be extremely grateful if you did so now. It is your support that is the great motivation for us to continue bringing the most meaningful and profound content just for you. Stay strong, wise, and steadfast, extraordinary Stoics. And next we will talk about something that cannot be ignored when identifying bad people in life: lack of empathy. Yes, lack of empathy is one of the most serious signs that you need to watch out for. Imagine you open up, share your feelings, your sufferings, your little joys, but the other person, they completely ignore, or worse, mock what you just revealed. Have you ever been in that situation? The feeling of loneliness, as if you were standing in the middle of a desert without a drop of water. That is what lack of empathy does. It not only hurts you, but also makes you gradually isolate from those around you, confused about your own value. Now let me explain a little more about empathy. It is not just listening to what others say, but deeply understanding their feelings, sharing those feelings. Empathy is the bridge that connects two souls, the invisible thread that people use to build sincere relationships. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic, once said that we humans are connected by compassion and understanding. That is what makes us part of the human race. But what happens when that thread is severed? What happens when a person cannot empathize with others? That is the clearest sign of a toxic person. Lack of empathy means that the person does not care about your feelings, does not care about how their words or actions hurt you. And this is a red flag that you need to pay attention to immediately. You cannot expect to have a good relationship with someone who does not even care about your happiness or pain. For the Stoics, empathy is not a luxury. It is the core of virtue. They understand that in order to live a full life and not get caught up in the storms of emotion, you must be able to see the other in yourself. This connection, as Marcus Aurelius emphasized, is what binds us all together. It helps us develop compassion, kindness, and thus create a strong and healthy community. But what happens when you encounter someone who lacks compassion? They make you doubt yourself. They may say sharp words to you without thinking about the impact. They may ignore your pain or even be insensitive when you need support the most. Worse, they can make you feel that you don't deserve attention, that your feelings are insignificant. That's why the Stoics advise us to be careful and choose who we connect with. Empathy is the heart of a good relationship, and when you discover that someone lacks it, it's a big warning that they might not be the person you need in your life. Let yourself be appreciated, and don't let anyone hurt your inner peace. This isn't just about protecting your emotions. It's the core virtue that the Stoics strive for, staying calm and not letting anyone break our inner worth. Remember, empathy is not only about making others feel better, but it is also about keeping yourself strong inside, not being disturbed by the coldness and indifference from the outside. Now we come to one of the cruelest truths of life: pathological liars. people who live in a world of lies, using deception not only to control you, but also to make you lose faith in yourself. Let me ask you this. Would you let someone come into your life, twist reality, deceive and manipulate your emotions just to get their own benefits? How much longer can you stand it? No, you are not the passive one in this story. Let's face it, these people are not simply lying to get out of a difficult situation. They live on lies, spin your life around falsehood, make you doubt yourself. And I know how painful this is. They don't just lie to you. They twist the truth so that you become dependent on them, so that you can't trust what you think anymore. But you, a strong Stoic, won't let that happen. Marcus Aurelius taught that our lives should be guided by truth and virtue. Pathological liars don't just destroy your relationship with them, they destroy the very foundation of trust. And you know what? We don't need them in our lives. Remember, when self-control are what define us, we are not fooled by polished appearances or smooth stories. We see the truth. Deceivers may think they are clever, but they cannot fool a sober and wise person like you. Look them in the eye and say, "I know what you are doing, and I will not let you steal my time, my confidence, and my worth." Stoics, like you, understand that every minute of life is precious. We do not have time for pathological liars who destroy the lives of others just to satisfy their own selfish desires. Epictetus taught that our strength lies in our ability to control our reactions and not let anyone shake the truth from our minds. You do not have to suffer another second. Ask yourself, why should I let a liar ruin my peace? You do not have to. And I'm here to remind you that you have the right to refuse lies, refuse those who would manipulate you, and refuse to let anyone define you but yourself. Be sober. Be fierce. We, the Stoics, do not live in a world of lies. We live in honesty, virtue, and integrity. Never let anyone take those values away from you. These are not just words. This is a declaration. We will not accept lies, and we will stand by the truth. Comment below and declare, "I will never let anyone control me with lies again." So we have gone through 5 signs to recognize toxic people in your life. If you found this video useful and helpful in your personal development journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss the next content. Leave a comment below, sharing your experiences or topics you would like us to discuss in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.